All right, well, welcome to Chop It Up for the first Tuesday in April.
Yes, sir.
We survived April Fools, and folks did not get my April Fool's joke, which
they
was
didn't.
Disappointing.
I read the first sentence and I already knew. Like, come on, people. Yeah. They should have known better.
Yeah, I'm gonna introduce myself, but I put out there. I said I got to get this out there before the day is over.
Right.
LeBron is the GOAT, greatest of all time.
Right.
And iPhones are better than Android.
And the hashtags.
Oh my God.
Hashtags were basically like, check the date.
Yes.
You should already know better, or you should know better, something to that effect. And then hashtag, it hurt me to write this.
And if they even remotely knew who you were, I literally read the first sentence. I'm like, it's April 1st. Seriously.
Folks was like, you banned from Chicago.
Oh my gosh.
So, you guys ever see that scene where a father is trying to teach their kid to catch a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and they're trying to get him to catch, and they barely just kind of lob
it up.
It's literally what you did with that one.
Literally, right? Literally.
Like,
from the first sentence,
no,
I knew.
Nope.
Yeah, come on now.
No.
So anyway, my name's Kevin, host of the podcast. This is Chop It Up, where we do conversations about faith, family relationships, and sports, and anything else we have our mindset to talk about. I'm gonna get out there, let the fellas introduce themselves, and we'll jump into it today.
Anything. Tari Watkins, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Happy to be here. Fellas, I already got it. Anytime I'm done with a worship set, I don't care if I'm playing or if I'm singing, this is going to be my new praise dance. I'm telling you right now. That's it. That's the new praise dance. I'm telling the devil, you can't see me. You can't see me.
Oh.
And see how many people it triggers at the same time. So, yeah.
You got to know that there's already some pastors that put that in their sermon.
Oh, my
God.
God. You already know.
We just haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure they have.
It's going to happen.
Absolutely. And it's Easter?
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, it's Easter?
Oh, dang, where are my keys at? Oh, Satan, look what. You see me.
Okay.
Oh, my God, yes.
We probably just helped out 400 pastors right now.
At least.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm
close. What am I going to do for this
I'm
Sunday?
finish.
Baby, where them spare keys at? I can't lose my good ones.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Sorry, Gary, go ahead.
No, I get it. They're gonna tell the whole audience, pull out your keys right now.
Pull out your keys.
You can't see me, devil. You
Get the devil a message right now.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Darian Lewis, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh my goodness, home of Easter pageantry like no one's business.
Except for Detroit.
Really? Okay. All right. Other than that, we are the mecca of Easter production and
fanfare
pageantry and fanfare and
People
definitely.
So yes, Tulsa is
from
the king and queen of that. I mentioned Detroit just because Detroit be coming up with some crazy color combinations for Easter. Fuchsia and pearl.
I'm surprised. Fuchsia and pearl.
No, fuchsia and mother of pearl. There we go. Wow. That sounds like my high school choir dresses that the ladies had. One year was fuchsia and one year was teal. I was like, can we get the promiest dresses there are? I'm glad I'm a dude. Black tux. That's all I need.
Hey.
That's it.
Man.
And I can wear it for 3 years straight. Black tux. That's all I need. I'm not talking to you. Good grief.
Oh, well, hey, welcome to the world we're in. You realize now, in a little while, you're going to have robots coming in and out. Just coming in and out.
We went to go see a movie this past weekend. It's a place called Flick's Brew House, and it's because they brew their own beer. But it's a movie theater. They've got this robot that carries the food from the kitchen through the front lobby, down a hallway to where all the servers are by the movie theater rooms. And I'm
Wow.
like, what type of Skynet Terminator stuff is this?
Listen.
I'm like, what in the world
Oh
is
my
happening?
goodness. Yes, the machine world has invaded.
Bro, you better be glad I wasn't strapped. I probably would have pumped some lead in that. Pop, 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 pop. Sir, you're gonna have to leave.
That's the minimum. That's the minimum.
Hey, I'm running out of the movie theater like this.
Okay.
Can't see me.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that is interesting. Definitely got to see that at some point.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I believe it. You do realize the kids, the babies, that are here now, that stuff's literally going to be normal to them.
Bro, my daughter doesn't know life without a remote control, without a microwave, without cassette tapes.
Cell phone.
Yeah.
Cell phone. I mean, no, she knows life without cell phone. She didn't get
Does
a cell
she?
phone until she was in middle school. Yeah. So
yeah, but does she know house phone?
Right.
House phone?
Yes.
Yeah, we had a house phone.
Like,
yeah, we had a house.
Does she do that? Does this make sense to her?
Not the corded ones. They were cordless by the time. But she knows.
She knows what this means. Okay.
She knows that.
Okay. But see, we have a generation now that you do this. They're like, what's that?
Like, what?
What does that mean?
Oh, and then the other ones. Wait a minute. You mean there's one phone in the house for everybody? Yes. Yes.
Right.
Oh, and let's not get into the whole dial-up issue. Mama, I'm on the computer. Boy, if you don't get
they definitely don't know anything about that.
Nothing.
Having to wait to get it on the internet.
Literally wait.
Literally wait.
Yes. And then call waiting.
Oh no.
Was your worst nightmare because it knocked you off the internet.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
And they don't know what star 69 is. They don't know the codes.
No, started. Yeah,
that
was to call the last caller back.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And there was no caller ID. I remember when caller ID came, like, this is crazy.
Oh yeah. It wasn't no pop. Your phone. No, not only the number popping up, but now your folks' faces and man, nobody.
The funniest video I saw was a parent having their kid to dial a number on a rotary phone. You thought that kid was losing their mind.
They didn't know what to do.
They're like, what do I do with this? Go ahead and call grandma. What am I doing? They didn't know. Dude, it was hilarious.
And honestly, most people don't dial anymore. If they put the number in the phone, that's it. They don't dial anymore. It literally.
I know a handful of numbers by heart. Just because I just press the name and it dials it. My mom and my dad.
I know my number by heart.
Ashley and I know
my
mine.
number by heart.
Right.
You know who?
I know mine and my wife's. I don't know my.
You don't even know your baby's numbers?
I don't either. Not by heart. I sure don't.
Well, I know my baby's number.
Yeah, I don't.
I know Creasy has a 918 number. I know Caleb has an Arizona number. But
yeah, well, the only reason I know Ash is because she's had it for so long, and it was really close to what Amy's number was, so it made it really, really easy. That's right. I don't know what that's right is for. I'm just going to agree with it anyway because everything I've said so far is true. So yeah.
So Caleb and Carisha better not find themselves.
Right?
Please call me Dad. Please call me.
Well, you know me. My phone is always with me and on me. Right?
All the way. And always charged, Ashley. Always charged.
Yeah.
Always charged, Ashley. She's gonna come back and say, I got 3 kids. I know you got 3 kids. I know.
Listen, I I go to conferences and I make sure my phone is charged. I don't go throughout the entire conference. I have a battery backup. I make sure it's charged before I leave the hotel. I have a battery backup that's fully charged. So when I'm sitting in there, everybody else is like, I gotta run out and get. I can sit there and enjoy the message and have my phone still charging.
Bedroom, there's one of these. In my office, there's one of these. In a dining room, there's one of these. In my car, there's one of these. Nah, man, I can't. Yeah, no, always charged. Last night, my phone got to 22%, and I was wigging out. People say, "Oh, I live at 22%." Well, that's your fault. No, yeah, I got it 20. I mean, let me put this phone on the charger real quick before I go to bed. So yeah,
man, yeah, I'm not quite there yet.
All right. So speaking of getting charged,
oh, here we go.
You are the king. Did I mention the king of segue?
Here we go. MAGA,
the former president of the United States.
I can't say it on the air.
We found I sent the fellas a new definition of MAGA.
Yes.
Basically, my tail got charged.
got arrested.
My tail got arrested.
Tail got arrested.
Yes, MAGA.
So the former president went and was arraigned today.
Yep, he was.
34 charges.
34 charges, yeah.
One of them appears to be conspiracies, what I saw. All of them are pretty much felonies, or most are felonies, I should say.
Most are felonies.
Because I don't know the full
I thought they were all felonies. All class felonies.
I think they are.
As far as I saw, they were all Class E felonies.
Technically, could be looking at 120 something years. We know that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now,
we can jump in to talk about it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if he even gets convicted,
he's not going to jail.
They're going to figure out something.
Yeah.
They're going to figure out something. I mean, I just don't see them putting a former president actually behind any type of bars.
I don't either. No matter where you stand on this, the U.S. is not going to let that happen because the world is going to eat that up.
They're already eating this up.
They want this. Oh,
I'm still here, but
are you still good?
I'm still here.
But yeah, they're eating it up now, and they're going to eat it up even more. But if that did happen, but yeah, we're not going to see that happen.
And we've got so much going on the international front financially.
Yes, we do.
The timing is just interesting.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's like really, really interesting. There's so much that's going on. Yeah, some things that we talked about, passports and dual citizenship, and kind of joked around a little bit about that stuff.
That's if they let us in. I mean, that's real talk.
Yeah, but at this point, serious inquiry should be made.
Yes.
Serious inquiry should be made. I guess we're still going, though the host has had to dart.
Oh, they got him.
They got him.
They got him.
He had to bring him up.
It's our own fault. I mean, we already know it's our fault. But here, there was an interesting post that was shared with me yesterday. I didn't see it, but it was shared with me. And I just want to premise this before we talk about this anymore. Whoever you are, whether you know me, whether you don't know me, a lot of people want to look at this as being 100% political. I'm going to tell you right now, whoever the president was, Bush, Reagan, well, he's not, he's dead, Clinton, Obama, the other Bush, it doesn't matter to me. If you did something illegal, you did something illegal. That's all that matters to me. It doesn't matter to me what your party affiliation is, Republican, Democrat, Green Party, good grief, Green Party. It doesn't matter to me.
That's next. That's next.
At this point, It does not matter. If there was a president that I voted for and this is what they did, I'd be like, it's their fault. This has, for me, it has nothing to do with party affiliation. None whatsoever. Because if you know me, I don't associate with any party because I'm an independent. For me, I'm like, if you break the law, you break the law. It doesn't matter to me where you fall, whether you're red or whether you're blue, whether you're green. It doesn't matter to me. So for us to keep drawing these lines in the sand, I told Ashley this yesterday, it's frustrating. Are we all lemmings? Is that really what we've come to now, that we're just going to go where the masses go without doing any fact checks whatsoever? No. Now, are there a lot of Democrats out there that are singing praise? Of course there are. But that doesn't mean that that's the only. This dude broke the law. I mean, it's just that simple. If it was another president, I'd be like, you know what? That's their fault. Whatever happens, happens. For me, it doesn't matter based on party affiliation. It matters because he did something criminal. And unfortunately, we don't look at it that way.
Right. He you talked about if a president commits a crime, but I would say if a president gets caught, I would be shocked.
Well, you know what I mean.
This is just me.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
This is just me.
Yeah.
If they get caught. Yes. Now, to what level, to what degree, to how many circumstances, all of that varies according to personality and character. I get it. However, that line, there's always this line, and I was thinking about this today because I had something come up. Small thing for me, but I could either be ethical or I could be convenient.
Right.
Now it was small deal, but it hit me all at once because I was literally contemplating being unethical because it was more convenient.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't because that's just a slippery slope, and I'm in recovery. I don't know about other Christians.
Right.
I don't know about other folks that believe in Jesus. I'm in recovery.
Right. Technically, aren't we all in recovery?
I'm just saying, because some folks, when you talk like that concerning faith, they're like, it should be the other way around. You shouldn't want to taint it. You shouldn't want to, no, I'm in recovery. I was a sinner.
Right.
Trying to get better. Yeah, I'm in recovery. So I don't need the temptation and the drag, if you will, of small instances where I'm already convicted. So my point in all of that, just simply saying, this guy was, to me, Trump, and everything that he's being charged with has everything to do with his business practices that were foul for decades. This isn't new.
No, this is not new. No. None of this is new.
And so man. I don't know if you guys saw the
untouchable. You still do the things that you normally do, no matter what office you hold. When you've gotten away with it for so long, where it becomes second nature, and you don't think twice about it.
It benefited.
Yes,
it benefited others back then. It benefited. It doesn't. Again, this is Kevin. While you were out, I was saying the timing.
I heard everything.
Okay,
I heard everything.
Right. Yeah, the timing of this is just really interesting to me. Just very, very interesting. And if this serves a greater agenda, that's what doesn't surprise me at this point.
No, it doesn't
surprise me at all.
No,
but this 34 felony charges.
That's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
34.
That's a lot,
dude. That's like
the challenge
hearing charges.
Yes, and the thing is that this one is. There's another one that's expected to be coming. Rumors are maybe as early as next week. From Georgia, because Georgia still has
that's right.
The case as far as interfering with their elections, and he tried to find those votes. So that Georgia one is still hanging out there.
Remember, wasn't there a recording where he was saying, "Find the votes"?
Yes,
just find them.
Yes,
find them. I don't care what you have to do. Find the votes.
Yeah. So now there's that, but then don't forget, there's a special counsel out there dealing with the documents that were found
at Mar-a-Lago.
Right, at Mar-a-Lago, right.
And rulings just came down last day or two that this whole thing of, well, their executive privilege, the court said,
yeah,
they can talk and they will be subpoenaed and they got to talk. So this one is probably just the appetizer,
probably,
or the palate cleanser, if you will, of what's about to happen, because there's at least 2 more that have some teeth.
Right. And one thing that people are failing to understand is, well, you can pay somebody hush money. I'm like, okay, well, hushing someone up within itself is still not legal, but when you use campaign and party funds and label it as something else,
and business funds
business funds, that's illegal. That's a felony. That's misappropriation of funds. And if I did that,
anybody ever heard of Enron? Anybody ever heard of Enron?
That kind of rings a bell, Kev.
What was the other one? WorldCom?
WorldCom MCI?
Yes, sir. MCI, yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Those are illegal business practices.
Yeah,
you can't do that. This is it's not a witch hunt. Now, I am not saying that there aren't any other presidents that did something that did things that weren't correct. I am not saying that, but they didn't get caught.
Again,
he was brass enough to do this out in the open and get caught.
And I still feel like once he, especially with these, because these are all in New York, once however he did it, once he turned, because Trump and New York were inseparable for decades.
Right.
For decades. And so, everything there was a benefit. We'll sweep that under the rug. We'll not pay attention to that. We'll let that slide. We'll let that go. But nobody lets go of anything. Nobody lets go of everything. No, we'll just tuck this away for if and when we ever need it. And now that he has been ousted by New York, he has no affiliation, no tie. There's no love for him in New York anymore. So this is perfect. Let's use this at this very strategic time. Oh, you thinking about running again? Yeah, let's check that real quick. Yeah, let's run that back. Real back.
That's right.
So here we are, again, this is going to be very, very, very interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
I'm wondering if they're going to disallow press like they've been asking for.
I heard it this afternoon when I was listening to NPR, and they're petitioning for there not to be cameras, but they haven't made a decision yet.
Right.
And because he can't control that narrative if there's cameras in there. No. There's nothing that he can control.
He had his own videographer with him.
Of course he did.
So the argument could be and should be, if he's got his own videographer, we need to have someone there.
Exactly. If he's got somebody there to document this by video, then yes, cameras need to be allowed.
Yep.
Because you're not going to spin this without us seeing actual footage.
My thing is this is history.
Oh, most definitely.
So. Very much so.
It's the first time ever.
I mean, good Lord. This is bigger than OJ. It is.
Yeah. It's bigger than OJ. It's bigger than Clinton's thing. It's bigger than all that. Because this has never happened before.
And I fear, honestly, that we as a country are beginning to lose perspective on the weight of these types of proceedings and these types of we're so into the personality of a person.
Yes.
That we've lost touch with the weight that their positioning has held and holds.
Yes. Right. Yes.
It's like, no, this is unprecedented and has repercussions, global repercussions that we've not considered.
Right.
Yep.
And it goes back to what I was saying before. It doesn't. I'm gonna piss people off, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. The reason why people are not dismissing, but people aren't thinking about the ramifications is because we're too ingrained in thinking about party lines when it comes to a former president being indicted.
Yep.
It frustrates me that we've allowed ourselves, when I say ourselves as a group, to be molded, to be guided, to be force-fed stuff, and we take it and we eat it up without doing our own thinking, without doing our own thought. We just take it and we regurgitate it without seriously giving this some thought. That's why I say common sense is a privilege, not a right.
Listen,
not everybody has it.
Some
Not
of my favorite videos,
common sense.
Some of my favorite videos on TikTok are the ones where I think it's the good guys and Jordan Klepper from the Daily Show go and talk to at Trump rallies, right? And like there's one where the guy is like, yeah, we gotta figure out where Obama was during 9/11 because we got to get to the bottom of that. It's like, yeah, where was he? I don't know, but he wasn't. He was on vacation or something. Dude, he wasn't even elected then.
He wasn't even a senator at that point.
What was he, an ombudsman at that point or something like that?
He may have just finished law school at that point, right?
Oh my goodness.
So he might have been a community organizer. Who knows? But he definitely wasn't. So it's like you'll say these things.
She was 6.
Yeah, we were moving back from DC to Tulsa.
Oh wow!
Entire week.
Yeah, we were in Tulsa at that point.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, I drove from DC to Tulsa the day after 9/11 or 2 days after 9/11.
Oh, no,
you want to talk about an eerie feeling?
Sorry,
driving.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes,
I bet.
So.
But yeah, those types of, whenever they go and they have those things with but my thing was, and I didn't catch who it was that they did the car interview about, where the woman was comparing Trump to Nelson Mandela and Jesus.
Oh, that's Margaret or Margaret.
I thought so. I was like, please tell me I'm seeing things.
No, she said some of our greatest people have been in jail. Nelson Mandela.
Wrongly arrested.
Jesus.
Right. Wrongly arrested.
It's like,
well, you know the book on Amazon that's like becoming their #1 bestseller now, saying that Trump is the son of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that a while ago.
One of us sent that to each other. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah.
America. Oh my goodness, man.
So
yeah. So again, this will be.
We'll see.
We'll definitely see.
Speaking of the White House, did y'all hear what Dr. Jill Biden said?
Oh my God.
Did you?
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about?
About inviting.
Oh yeah.
Why?
We need to touch that. We do need to touch that.
What are we doing here?
Let's start at the beginning of that, because there's several pieces to this that
there's a lot of pieces. This is like a chessboard. There's a whole lot of pieces to this one.
So the women's basketball NCAA tournament happened, the final game happened. What was it? Saturday.
Sunday.
Was it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Iowa versus LSU.
The first women's national championship game that I ever watched.
Yes.
Y'all can come in if you want to.
It was a beast of a game.
I was just never been.
Don't worry about it. It was a beast of a game, though.
Even the Final Four. I watched one of the Final Four games, and I've never. They were balling. I don't care what name. Caitlin Clark, baller.
She's a baller.
LSU, balling. I mean, they were. It was exciting. They scored 100 and something points. They were balling. So I don't take anything away from any one of those teams at all.
Nope.
And I want everybody to know this is not that.
No.
Just put it out there.
So towards the end of the game, I forgot the young lady's name.
Reese.
Yes.
Angel Reese.
So she, at the end of the game, it's a done deal. She sees Caitlin Clark and she does the "you can't see me," right? Which many have attributed to John Cena, but it actually goes back to Tony Yayo, who was a rapper.
I didn't know that until this weekend that he appropriated it from Tony Yayo. I didn't know that. Yeah.
So she does that, and then she does the "We Get in the Ring."
Right. We getting that shit.
Immediately, Twitter started going, "Oh, that's classless. Oh, you're a moron. Oh, you're this. Oh,
Brian Gumble, Charles Barkley, everybody." Wow. It was. I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. What? Did we not just witness what happened a couple of days ago? And then it just kept going and kept going. Oh, well, she was doing that to her bench. Okay, is this what we're doing? Okay. All right. I don't know if y'all know this. Did you all know that ESPN had a segment, a whole segment on Caitlin Clark and how intense she was and how fiery she was and her trash talking? And ESPN had a whole segment on it before the national championship game. A whole segment, and glorified. I'm not making this up. Her players were her teammates were talking about it, about how it got them fired. Oh, what happened when she did that? Oh, we loved it when she did it. It was great. It got us fired up. And it showed. I'm like, this literally happened days ago, and Angel Reese does this, and now it's totally flipped. Y'all know me. People in my life know me. You can take this for what it is. There's one difference. You can call me out. You can say whatever you want to about me. I'm not backing down from this one. Taunting happens all the time.
Listen, when I play ball, the number of stuff that I said, the stuff that I said,
yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Oh, when I hey, don't get me on Call of Duty or Halo.
And I wasn't even fully saved then.
Oh, Ashley's witness. I said, don't tell your mom I said that. And
you know what? Here's the funny thing to me. LSU, none of the LSU players were known as taunters. Okay.
No.
But for some strange reason, we expect them to just take it.
Because
as though they're not competitive, as though they're not as intense. You know, it's like, dude, there is not one athlete that if they really slowed down and thought about it, y'all don't take that stuff. Charles Barkley didn't take that. Matter of fact, he was dishing it.
Yes. Phillip Rivers, Brett Favre, Shannon Sharp. These dudes talk.
Everybody that had, thank you. Everybody that had a criticism with how those girls handled that situation were hypocritical in that moment.
Yes.
Straight up. They know how we get down when it comes to competition. And you are not about to do something to embarrass me. And now I'm spanking you? Oh, you finna catch it all. You getting all this smoke.
I mean, even Caitlin Clark in one of the games told one of her opponents, "Shut up, you're down by 14.
No.
I'm like, okay, here's the thing. And Caitlin Clark isn't complaining. It's the people around her. It's the fan.
Right.
She's not complaining. You know why? Because she knows
this is a part of it.
She knows this is what happens.
This is what happens.
Because she talks junk herself. She talks trash. She literally told him, "Shut up, you're down by 14." I mean, bro, if somebody told me out on the concert, what did you say to me?
Just cocky. Yeah.
I mean,
cocky. Yeah.
Cocky. But here's the thing. She's a baller. I will never take anything away from her at all. The girl can ball. And she backs it up. And
they're international. Let's not go back any further than the national championship game. You made it here for a reason.
Exactly.
Right. You're here.
Right.
So
broke records. 41 and 42 or something like that, points back to back.
Nothing to take away from her. She did her job. She did what she was supposed to do. She came and balled.
And I don't blame her for any of it. Just like I'm not blaming Angel Reese. I didn't think anything about Caitlin Clark when she was doing this stuff. I saw her do it. I'm like, oh, this girl got some moxie. All right. I like that. She plays with I'm okay with that. Then she does it. I'm like, why is everybody blowing up right now?
Because we don't like retaliation. The retaliation part of it makes it feel like my thought, my opinion. It's the retaliation. It's the second person that does the foul that gets called.
Always.
every time.
Football, basketball, hockey, it doesn't matter.
I hear that, Darian, but the other thing that I found out was that the whole this and the taunting that she did in that game was actually retaliation to a player on the other team who started talking trash before, when the game started going. So even Caitlin Clark's whole was at some point retaliation for what someone else did, if you want to put it that way. So it really was, so it really was a tale of class. And part of it also,
being intense.
Part of it also, if we're honest, a lot of it was folks that don't watch the game at all.
Right. That have probably never watched a women's college basketball ever.
Yeah.
And now they're weighing in.
Because, for example, and because also there, even before this, there was an issue in talking about because Dawn Staley had to who's the coach of South Carolina State, had to say, look, don't come at my girls wrong. Don't be saying that we're aggressive and we're this and we're all this and talking about South Carolina. Is it South Carolina? Okay.
It's South Carolina.
And don't say we're all this because there was a narrative being put on her team.
Right.
Dawn Staley was a beast when she played. Dawn Staley
was a beast. And she's a beast of a coach. Which here's the thing. You don't normally see that. You don't see a beast of a player become a
beast of a coach. You're right. That's a rarity all in itself.
Rare. Right. That's extreme.
Because they're actually two different skill sets.
In any sport, it's rare.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But I think the other thing that we don't anyway, I think the other thing that we don't like the idea that girls can be given them permission to be that intense, to do what guys do in competition. Right. Because we applaud guys that jaw and then back up what they say.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? We love that. You're right, right. We love it. We eat it up all day.
But all day long.
Yeah, but our cute little girls, oh no, sweetie.
No,
you know,
I love seeing it.
Yeah,
and I want intensity. I want to see that you're putting everything inside of this game.
Yes.
And I saw that from both teams. And I absolutely love that. So yeah, that narrative is old. That narrative is
from a baller standpoint, period. Male, female, whatever. From a baller standpoint, there is a
I think that was a good come on, Darian.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Good.
Yeah. Hey,
there is a
baby girl, we need some context with that one.
But there is not only a pumping up of your team, but there is just a swag that you have.
Yes.
When you know you're in your bag, when you know that you are doing your thing.
Absolutely.
Every trick is hitting.
And I want to make sure that you know that I'm doing what you want to do. I know one time I chased down a loose ball, and I told this kid, I was like, don't come out here because you're next. I'm chasing down because, again, we were killing. I know another time I was like, look, I fell into the cheerleaders. I was like, maybe you need to come over to the court and help them out. Because when we played ball, we played seriously.
Yes.
Oh,
and you had to have thick skin, bro. You had to.
You got to be able to dish it as well as you can take it.
Yeah.
Right. Take it as well as you dish it.
Right.
Listen, when I'm down, when our team's getting beat, I don't like to hear you talk trash.
But we're getting beat.
You know what?
It
happens. We're getting beat. What? I'm not going to point to the scoreboard and be 30 points down.
Step up.
That's right.
You got on the court. No one knew what the outcome was going to be.
Right.
Here we are.
Here we go.
But if I'm hanging 30 on your head, I'm letting you know that I got 30 on your head. And I'm going to probably go for another 10 if I want to.
That's right.
Man, this was a gazillion years ago. My son was playing football. I'm not even going to talk about the teams. State championship. Deep rivals. I mean, deep rivalry. Right. And they lost, right?
Right.
So the starting quarterback, who is getting, recruited from every D1 from coast to coast, he runs up to, after the game is over, he runs over to my son's bench and shoots down, a U down
Right.
symbol for the school, and just literally runs in front of the whole bench. the whole bench, like, I dare you to come get me.
Right. Right.
And everybody just looked at him like, well, I mean, what you gonna say? Well,
Hey, we saw it with T.O. with the Cowboys running to the middle of the start, boy. I wanted somebody to lay him out. I'm like, y'all let him. And then Emmitt Smith came out of nowhere. And I was hyped. But here's the thing. If I was a San Francisco fan, I would have loved it. When Baker Mayfield planted that flag at Ohio.
It was Ohio? Yes.
Boy.
Oh,
people
man.
forget what Ohio State did here in Norman during that game the year before. They forget that. They forgot how classless and unsportsmanlike they were. And so the Ohio State fans, they loved it. But then when Baker did that to them, oh, that's just classless. You got to act better than that. No, y'all don't remember what happened last year? I absolutely loved it.
I'm telling you, retaliation. People do not like to see. They feel like retaliation is stepping down. It's stepping back. And
you already know how much I hate Duke. You know how much I hate Duke, right?
Oh yeah.
Tyler Hansborough didn't pan out in the NBA, but great college player.
Oh, really?
He was
a Duke player didn't pan out in the NBA.
No, that's the Carolina player. Stop it. No, Carolina. He was a Carolina player.
Oh, okay. That's right. I'm sorry.
Hey, your hatred. Right. Your hatred put up the filter. You get.
Yes, it did.
He was quick. But, hey, and people they thought I was so petty with this, man, but I loved it. Somebody took the picture of Cameron Indoor Stadium of their actual sign, and it said Hansborough Indoor Stadium because he won all 4 years in Cameron against Duke. I thought it was the best trash talk meme ever. I loved it. Oh, that's what Carolina fans are. You got to rub it in. Bro, if that was us, we coming out the woodworks. If you loved it. If you had one player to beat us 4 straight in the Dean Dome, oh, come on now. You already know you would do it. This stuff happens all the
Now, one thing I remember we did when I was in college, when I was at Morehouse, it was the summer program. So it was like the ones that were invited to come to the summer program, and then the ones who just kind of got into the summer program, because there were 2 separate programs. I was in the one that was like by invitation only. And so we had a basketball game that we played, and we got beat. My squad got beat, but we didn't let that stop us from talking trash, because we still said, that's all right. That's okay. Y'all gonna work for us one day. Because here, you know me, we will talk trash, even in losses. We talking trash.
Oh,
that's all right. That's okay. Y'all gonna work for us. Yo, that is.
Here's the problem. They couldn't say nothing to it because they knew the school they were playing. Like, y'all suck, because it's probably true.
Right. Even the crazy, like, dog, did he just say that about us for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. All right. Just let's go.
So now, with that said, so that kind of brings us up to the whole "can't see me" thing, and the disparity as far as how that whole thing was treated.
Right.
So then Dr. Jill Biden makes a statement to the effect of, "Oh, there was such great sportsmanship. They played so well. I'm going to tell Joe, look, I know LSU normally comes because they won. I'm going to tell Joe he should invite Iowa too, because they both played so well."
That's a joke. Well, they played well when? Before the but they got drugged. They got beat like they stole something. What was it? 102, 104 to 85?
102 to 85.
They got drugged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they tried to make a comeback, but they were getting blasted.
They got beat.
They got beat down. Now
soundly. Yes.
They still balled, because I'm like, okay, they're trying to come back here. But then LSU, one of Reese's teammates hit 3 threes in a row,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Well, no, that's it, game over." And they didn't take their foot off the pedal.
And at that point, when you got, if I'm not mistaken, the three that you watched, one she was wide open, another one she had one in front of her, and then another one she had two in front of her, and she just, just can't miss.
Drained it. Hey, she was in her bag.
Yep.
Hey, and you can't stop that. So no, this has never ever been done. We're not handing out participation trophies here.
Right.
This is not what we're doing. So, no, we're not going to make the precedent of inviting a loser, because then that diminishes the one that wins.
Right.
I mean, this is what hockey, baseball, basketball, football,
no matter the sport.
College,
doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter.
And it's always just the winner. No. I mean, I know Jill Biden was at the game, and the teams were balling. 2 great teams. It was the highest rated women's NCAA game ever. And because we don't have the results yet, it may have beaten the men's championship game from Monday.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I think they said that it was trending that the women's may have outperformed the men.
And guess what? I'm okay with that, but that does not mean you invite the losing team
at all.
It diminishes what they accomplished. To be able to get invited to, if you get invited to the West, you play for a ball club, that means you won the chip.
Right.
That's a privilege. Right. That is an honor.
What we don't have to wrestle with, and I'm sorry, to me it's just, we have to bring up the elephant in the room. What we don't have to wrestle with is unconscious bias. The idea that, because if Iowa would have won, I really don't think she would have said we need to bring LSU too. I really don't.
Say that again.
No.
If Iowa would have won, I don't believe she would have brought up Joe needs to bring in LSU too. I don't believe that. I believe an unconscious bias kicked in. Whether folks want to, I'm not going to blame her. I'm just going to state it as a fact. I really believe that that's what happened. Like, oh man, they played so well. It's too bad that you guys lost, but you guys gave it your all. You deserve something as well. Why?
They get second place.
Why? Oh, they're getting a bunch of stuff. They get second place. Thank you. Listen,
they get a lot of stuff, and then we got NIL. Oh, Caitlin's already getting paid anyway.
Listen, they're not suffering. Okay, yes, they lost. I get it. It hurts. It's painful. They may cry. All of that stuff. But here's the other thing. All those girls come from either situations, high schools, AAU teams, whatever, where winning and losing, getting to the championship game, losing it. That stuff happens.
It happens.
Now, for their seniors, it is what it is. But I promise you, no one. They're not going back to school just broken. Like, we hate you.
They're coming back and they're being celebrated. I mean, because they for what they did. But Darren, you just tapped into something that a lot of people don't talk about, and they don't want to talk about. And when I mean everybody, no matter what their ethnicity is, no matter where they grew up. It's unconscious
bias. Yes, sir. Yeah.
People sweep that under the rug and don't realize that some of their actions are based on biases. There's a course that we taught at Dell, and I was fortunate to be one of the trainers on this one. But there was a video from a lady. She's African American. She's a psychologist. She was on the plane with her kid, her son, who is, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years old, something like that. And this African-American guy walks by, sits down and says, "Mommy, I hope he doesn't rob us." And she looked at her son. She's like, "Baby, why would you say that?" I don't know. "Well, he looks like daddy." "Yeah, he looks like daddy." "Would daddy rob us?" "No, daddy wouldn't rob us." But it's what's been fed into it from music, TV, movies, games, the people that we're around. That unconscious bias starts as a young kid. The kid didn't know any better. He didn't know. He didn't know that it was wrong. But we don't attack that as adults. We don't talk about that, of some of the actions and some of the things that we say and do are based on the unconscious biases we have not dealt with.
Right.
And we don't want to deal with them. When I took that course and because I had to teach it, I had to deal with some things in myself. I was like, ooh, okay. Yeah, that's probably an unconscious bias. Because it's there. I'm not saying that Dr. Jill Biden is a terrible person. I'm not saying that whatsoever.
Right.
None whatsoever.
I don't think it was intentional.
No, and it probably wasn't intentional. It probably was not. But it taps into something that we as people, not just Americans, but people in general, as humans, we don't dive into because we don't want to admit there may be something there that we didn't realize there was. And here's the thing, people, it doesn't make you a bad person.
Right.
Because kids are taught things. They don't come out the womb hating people that don't look like them. They're taught that. We're all taught that. You can look at a kid you can look at kids on the playground. They could be different colors of the rainbow. They're having a fantastic time. Why? Because they don't know any different. They haven't been tainted yet. That unconscious bias hasn't started. So when we look at these things like that, I think about that constantly, Darian. Is okay, is this really them or is this an unconscious bias? They probably meant well, but it came across like it was.
And that that stuff needs to be, once it becomes conscious, then that it becomes an opportunity to grow. It becomes an opportunity to learn.
I agree.
Once it becomes conscious, the challenge is getting it to become, number one, but getting it to become conscious, and number two, people not denying once it does become conscious.
That's the big one. Number two is the big one.
It's the biggest one, because the embarrassment, the sting of embarrassment, you can grow from that, or you can sweep it up under the rug. Most people want to get away from that as quickly as possible. I know I do. The sting of embarrassment is a sting.
It is a sting.
It is a sting, but you can either grow from it, or you can suppress it. If you suppress it, to me, it goes even deeper.
And it doesn't get fixed.
It becomes engaged or enrooted in you.
It grows because it spreads into other areas of your life.
And then you turn around looking at other people like, no, you're just overly sensitive.
Right.
No, I promise you, you just this brings up my thought, the lady that, I don't know if you guys remember the lady that interviewed Toni Morrison. When she asked Tony, do you ever plan on writing writing a book about white characters? And Toni Morrison said immediately, you don't even realize how racist that question is, do you?
Incredibly racist.
And the woman was like,
or I should say bigoted. Incredibly bigoted. Yes.
She was like, maybe I don't. And so as Toni begins to unpack that, she begins to realize, I am coming from and these are my words, I am coming from a white is right mentality. She said, would you ever ask when do you ask? Does anybody ever ask white writers?
Did you ask Hemingway? Did you ask Hemingway?
Are you going to write a book about black?
Right.
You won't ask that, because their art is their art, and we applaud them for it, But here you are asking me, when do I plan on, writing a story about white people?
Right.
For what? And so that, to me, that's where that, and we all have it. I'm just using that as an example.
We all do. Yes.
It's not all of us have it. There's an expectation, and I find myself, the older I get, the more I find myself having to really wrestle with my own mind, because of my expectations of how people are going to behave either toward me, or just what the type of behavior I expect from them, or even questioning their sincerity when they deal with me. And that is my main thing. Like, yeah, you're nice, but you don't really mean it. You don't really mean this, and so we'll both play the game. We'll both play the game. We'll both play the game until we leave each other, because you're not gonna think twice about me after you get out of my face. And so that's the thing that it's like, Darren, you can't do that until someone proves that to you. You cannot take that, because all it does is harden your heart toward people.
That's correct. That's right.
So I believe everyone has to fight that, but if it stays subconscious, you never get to deal with it. So those
That's
times,
right.
those stings of embarrassment, you got to take the L and try to learn from it.
We learned that's what makes us better. It makes us better people. It makes us better humans when we deal with that sting. We just don't cover it up. I mean, hey, if something happens to my arm and I fall and it's stinging, I'm gonna go get it fixed. I'm gonna go to the doctor. If I stub my toe and rip off a toenail, I'm gonna go to the doctor. I know that was really graphic. I don't know why I just went there. My bad. I'm sorry.
I wasn't even trying, and my eyes just went ooh.
That sounds so painful. Anyway, whatever it is, we get the sniffles, our eye burns, whatever. We go get it fixed. But when it comes to the emotion, again, hey, welcome to my world. Passion is the way my brain works. It's just all over the place.
I mean, graphic.
Okay.
But we go get that stuff fixed. But
Right.
when it comes to things internally, emotionally, with our psyche, we don't want anybody to see that we're weak in that area, or not just weak, but we have areas to grow.
Human areas to
We're
grow.
people. We're
areas
humans.
to grow.
None of us are
let me-
perfect.
Let me make sure. So you're saying that sometimes a cringe is good, right?
Boy, you and them dang segues, bro. Good God. Yes. Cringes.
Sometimes the cringe is a good thing.
thing. Yeah.
For Catholics, any Catholics watching or seeing that, I apologize.
You did that?
Yeah, I apologize.
There, I do that all the time.
We're just talking right. We're just talking about bias and bigotry and all this stuff, and here I am joking about.
I do that all the time.
Please forgive me.
Oh,
I'm working
sorry.
on that. I'm working. On that.
So in our last few moments here, there was a video. I wrestled with whether I was going to play, but I was like, no, it doesn't really fit as far as the content that we do. But there's a video floating around of a pastor who is preaching.
And he ain't the only one.
Yeah. And he basically lets fly the S word, right? Sugar, honey, iced tea.
Multiple times.
Says it multiple times. And rebukes the spirit of cringe in his membership.
That's not a thing. That's not how that works. That is not how that works.
I want to know the chapter and verse for the spirit of cringe, because
that's not even a thing.
That has to be the English transliteration of something.
And Leviathan, we can find. I still have not found the one for cringe.
Well, that wasn't the only thing he said. The second thing he said was that you're going to hell if you do what? What was he saying? I forgot. I played it for Ashley again today. I'm like, that ain't right either.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? Because I don't know if I've seen that one. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I've seen that one. Did you? Okay, my bad. Yeah. But here's the thing: when I got the message, I said, "Well, let me see if I can find it real quick." And so I just typed in Pastor Cussing.
I told you, he is not the only one.
Wait, so I said, okay, let me narrow it down. 2023. I said, it's just April. It's just April.
It's barely April. We're not even doing the first week yet.
I was like, oh my!
We still got people trying to decipher what my April Fool's joke was. How early in April we are.
Man, listen.
I said, Ashley, I don't know why this is happening more and more, and I don't get it. I mean, are we really trying to be one, that viral, or two, that relevant? It's not even relevant.
Well, so let me say this.
Go ahead.
Because I know for me, I in my messages, and you guys have, I do try and go for the moments where I challenge your theology. I have those moments where I do gut punches to really make you think. I remember I had one not too long ago. I had, we had some visitors from another church come in, and I was like, I said, your prayer means nothing. Your prayer doesn't work by itself. And they look like, And then, of course, I let them off the hook by, unless you have faith in God. Every religion prays. The only way that your prayer really works is by having faith in God.
Right.
Cool. That's a gut punch that is designed to cause a reaction, to cause a moment where you're like, wait, what did he say?
Of consciousness.
Yes.
For conclusion. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But just to say something to be vulgar and graphic just because you want to. Nah, bro. No.
I mean, Darian saw it when he came, when I spoke, my very first point, and actually I texted that to you all. That first one was a gut punch. That first one, I was like, ooh, God, you want me to say that for real? I'm like, all right, but there's context behind it. It wasn't just to be said. Well, I wasn't saying it just to say it. It was a teachable moment. It was based in the word. It wasn't so I could be viral or it could be shock at all just for the heck of it.
Here's the thing.
That had no biblical soundness to it whatsoever.
Here's the thing. In order to be, first of all, it's one thing to slip. and we can have a conversation about that. Okay.
Yeah. This was intentional.
But when you're intentional.
This was intentional.
When you're intentional, number one, that tells me that this is a part of your everyday vernacular.
Oh, because it rolled off his tongue, bro. Multiple times.
For you to conceive that you need this in order to drive your point home. That speaks to a whole nother ball game. Somebody, I was listening to another preacher talking about, when are we gonna preach Holy Spirit instead of this, that, the other? When you gonna teach people the Bible? When you gonna teach people and I to myself, I said in the video, you can't teach what you ain't got. And so the idea that you need shock, the idea that you need shock, you need to go, makes me ask the question: how much are you relying on you? First and foremost, your abilities, your knowledge, your technique, your whatever, rather than trusting that number one, I am obeying the Spirit of God and delivering what He wants said, and in doing so. It ain't on me to make sure you get the message. It's not on me to make sure that you get the lesson. It's on me to communicate in a way that the Holy Spirit, number one, would be pleased. Number two, that He could use me as a filter, and then you to be open enough to receive what He's trying to teach you, not what I'm trying to teach you.
Right. Exactly.
And so the idea that somebody would do that intentionally, like, would you do that at a high school pep rally? Would you do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, would you, if you were at a business presentation, would you go there? Why would you do this in the church?
Well, if you watch the video, Darian, he was like, well, y'all going to go to lunch today and y'all going to say it at lunch at the table. It says everywhere else. Why can't we say it? The man of God says it from the pulpit and y'all got a problem with it. Wait, what?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I have a problem with it. Yes.
Yeah.
I have a problem with any type of public address that has to use that type of language. I don't care who you are.
Let me even say this
regularly.
Because there was so back home in Chicago, there was this, and this was growing up. There was this restaurant, or not even a restaurant. It was a hole in the wall. It was a hole in a wall called Dom Joe's. It was called Dom Joe's. You go there, you get a nice little hot dog and fries, what have you.
Right.
But it wasn't the cleanest place, right?
Right.
It's the 70s. It was.
Was it cleaner than Waffle House?
No, Waffle House was an upscale from this.
Oh,
this was
well.
So Waffle House is
so much for that Waffle House endorsement,
right?
So
no checks from Waffle House.
It was, but you kind of knew what you were getting when you went there.
Just like when you go to Waffle House, you know what you're going to get when you go to Waffle House.
I'm not surprised if I see a fly flying around,
right?
Like Dom Joe's,
right?
But if I go to Ruth Chris,
that's different.
I'm expecting a different environment.
Yes.
Likewise, when I come into the church, I'm expecting a different environment than the world.
Right.
So therefore, I don't expect you to talk the way of the world.
Right.
In there. I don't know, Darian, if you remember that encounter, that it seemed like everybody was just cussing.
What?
We had that encounter. It was Bishop was gone, and it was just like everybody decided that they was just gonna feel themselves and cuss. during their message. It was like what 2 or 3 times. It was like, and I'm sitting there like, y'all know if he was here, y'all wouldn't let this happen.
Right. And that's
So
it. That's
why is
even
it being
that's
allowed
even
now?
more disrespectful to do it when they're not there. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm not. No one seemed to have the guts to say, "Hey, we're not doing this, guys. Guys,
See,
not here. We're not doing this."
I'm old
Okay.
school, man. You can call me old school if you want to. I was the kid that wanted some Kool-Aid. My mom was laid out prostrate on the floor worshiping, and the Holy Spirit was everywhere. I'm like, I'm not opening that fridge. I'm gonna go get me a glass of water from the bathroom sink. That's literally what I did. I am not opening up the fridge and falling dead like those kids that played around the ark. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing around.
I still do that when Tasha praying.
Shoot. Nah, man. No, that Kool-Aid can wait. That I can't see myself forming my lips to do. Nah, I can't. I'm not trying to check out too soon. I'm not doing that. I'm not in the line. I'm not even in the store right now. Bump that. No, I'm not trying to punch my ticket. Y'all can play around if y'all want to. I'm not doing it.
All right.
Nope.
But yeah, that's it, because we're over our time. But I definitely want to get in that last little piece. And y'all just stay safe for this next week. Everybody, we said it. I think we said it this past time. Make sure you got your passports ready. Pick you a country in case we need to jet. Pick you a country, get your go bag ready.
Let's ready to go.
Ghana, here we come. All right, that's it for this one. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great one. Be blessed.